Oakland A's UK. Oakland A's UK. The Oakland A's UK. The Oakland A's UK.
So there we go. What is it? 4:30 in the morning here in the UK. Wildcard game has just finished. The A's lose it 5-1 to the Rays, and is there a more demoralising way to end the season than losing the wildcard? We've had it in 2014 with the Royals, had it last year with the Yankees, and now again with the Rays. Fair to say I'm sick of this wildcard nonsense. And it's kind of the old Yogi Berra quote, isn't it? Deja vu all over again. This time last year, I was lying on my sofa, tired and dejected. Everyone lost against the Yankees at a game where we trailed in the first inning and never looked like winning it. And here we are again, went behind in the first inning, never looked like winning it. We had that opportunity with the bases loaded in the bottom of the first. We didn't take it, and it was always likely that was going to come back to bite us. And that's exactly what happened. Charlie Morton settled in. Although we had some base runners, we never really looked like threatening him. Then their bullpen came and took over, and that was that. We've had it for the last week or so, struggled with runners in scoring position, and to be honest, in a sense that wasn't the problem today, because we didn't even really get runners in scoring position today. I think it was 5 singles or 6 singles, something like that. The office just couldn't get going. Nothing from the batting lineup, and if you can't score runs, you're not going to win games. And especially in a wildcard game like this, one game, win all and you go through, lose and you go home. You've got to get runs on the board, and we didn't do it. Once again, we didn't do it. Where do we go from here? Well, let's try and find some measure of positivity at this early hour and this most demoralising moment. Jesus Luzardo was tremendous coming out for the bullpen, and we do have a really good young core of players. Matt Chapman, Matt Olson, some of that young pitching. The big takeaway, once again, is simple. Avoid the wild card. Easier said than done, I know, but it was Houston Astros in our division, but that's got to be the mentality of the front office, and more importantly, the ownership. John Fisher and his cronies, the other minority owners, avoid the wild card. We've got a really good young core in this team, and we need to go the extra mile to give ourselves a better chance of getting ahead of the Astros next year, getting into the division series straight away, and giving ourselves that best of 5 opportunity. We may still come unstuck, but if you're relying on that one game showdown every year, you're leaving it too much to chance. It's too easy to lose in a one game situation. Detroit Tigers beat the Astros in one game a few weeks ago when the odds were ridiculously against it, but anything can happen in one game. We need to avoid that wildcard, and let's see if the ownership step up and try and add to the payroll, to add to these good young players to try and get it done. Confident? No, neither am I, but there we go. Got to try and look ahead and try and find some hope for next season, and there is reason to have that hope. Like I said, with these good young players, we've got a good young core, and a good young core that's given us a really good season. 96 wins was it in the end? My brain's gone to mush at this time in the morning. You know, lots of positivity, lots of good wins, lots of excitement, lots of good moments by this team. It's not been a bad season by any stretch, but we need to do better. We need to try and avoid the wildcard next year, and it's up to the ownership group in the front office to try and make that happen. Yes, Jesus Luzardo will hopefully have a full season. Sean Manaea hopefully will have a full season. AJ Puck. So we can rely on some of those young players coming in and taking a step. But we need to add a bit more quality to this team, not just raiding the bargain bins to try and add a couple of players who might do something at some point. Let's add a couple of good players to this core and give ourselves a chance to beat the Astros in the regular season and to avoid the wild card next year. So all that's left to say is at this time in the morning I can't think positively, but let's put the wild card to one side at one point after a few days of misery and think ahead to 2020 and a positive future for the A's. Fantastic to see 55,000 people crowding out the Coliseum, making a big noise at the start of the game. The Rays took the crowd out of the game. You've got to give them credit, give Kevin Cash and his team some credit. They always play well in the majors and they've come through, so fair play to them. But there's so much reason for optimism with the A's, and it just feels so demoralising to finish a season like this once again. Maybe with a bit of sleep I'll find a bit more to be optimistic about, but right now I'm tired, I'm sad, I just want to go to sleep. The end of the 2019 A's season. A's lose the wildcard game 5-1 to the Tampa Bay Rays. Oh.